Welcome, everybody. Welcome to DVU Podcast. We have a very special assignment for you today. I am Harry Hancock, and today I am with the Aspergers Awareness Group here on campus. We have two of its members here. With me is John Kaczynski. Say hey, John.
Hello, how's it going?
Also with me is Omayra Aguirre.
Yeah, like Lizzie McGuire.
Like Lizzie McGuire. There you go. I was thinking we could kind of start off with quick introductions and what your role is in the group if you have a role. So, John, let's start with you.
Hi, I am John Kaczynski. I am a junior here on campus. I am the founder and current head of the Asperger Awareness Group here on Delaware Valley University campus. That's, I guess, pretty much it.
Yeah. Myra, what about you?
And my role is I'm basically just a member, and I don't have Asperger's, but I like to come to the meetings and help raise awareness on campus because I think it's a very important topic that people should be more exposed to, I guess.
That's good, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that makes sense. So I guess kind of to start this off, for all you listeners that aren't really sure, we were going to have either John or Myra, we were going to tell what is Asperger's exactly for people that don't know.
I think I should say that because I do have Asperger's syndrome. Asperger's syndrome is a neurological kind of rewiring of a brain, essentially. It's not a disorder per se, but it can inhibit communication skills and like social interactions. However, it's not exactly inhibiting of intelligence per se. Yeah. So that's pretty much a basic definition. Yeah, which
I went to an Asperger's Awareness meeting not too long ago, and that was one of the key points that you guys hit on. This isn't a intellectual, like, doesn't mean that you're deficient, in your intellect or anything like that. There are people that have it that are extremely smart, and, it's just kind of the way it is. So let's kind of go off. When did this group begin?
Officially, this group began, it would be about 1 year ago.
Wow, so, 1 year. Nice.
Yeah, when I was a sophomore, here on campus. So essentially 1 year. It was last spring. And it was just a small group, as always, because that's how you start off. But it's gotten to a good start. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but I don't really care about that because it was a good group of people.
Yeah, and that's all that really matters, as long as it's helping you out and you have a couple people, that that the group actually helps out. So, Omayra, you said this was about a year long that you guys have been around. Omayra, how long have you been a part of it?
I've been a part of it for a little while now. I'm actually one of the newest members. I joined this semester, and I don't know, I think that there are a lot of upcoming projects that are really exciting just to help raise awareness around campus. Like we want to do maybe like a small presentation that's focused towards the faculty, like the teachers, the professors, just so that they, just have more awareness that some of their students do have Asperger's. So maybe if they feel like some of their students aren't interacting as much, if they're like a little bit more socially awkward, that it's because they have Asperger's. Yeah.
So you just mentioned that you were thinking about doing like a PowerPoint or things like that. Do you guys have any events going on now or in the near future that maybe you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's kind of been a little tradition of our group. We did this since every semester since we started. We're gonna have a table in the caf that will have flyers and some candy and bracelets that people can have. Yeah,
and they glow in the dark too. So
they can.
Oh, well, that's
really
cool.
exciting.
That is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
But and also just to help sign, if you're interested in helping out with the group, you can sign up. Yeah. We're gonna have the table event sometime in April, which is National Autism Awareness Month.
Okay.
So it's kind of coincide with that. It's probably gonna be early to mid-April.
Gotcha.
nowhere near A-Day, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, but it'll be fun. Just come out. We'll be in the dining hall most likely, and get informed. Get a nice bracelet that glows in the dark, and come meet our group.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've met your group, and you are a fantastic group of people. Very welcoming,
Yes.
and that's I think for college students specifically, that's one of the harder things is actually going out and meeting people, and
like putting yourself out there.
Yeah, exactly. And your group is amazingly welcoming, and I was really impressed with it actually. So,
hopefully you come to future meetings.
Yeah, exactly. I'm here to help.
Come get
out
a bracelet.
I'm here to exactly. I already got a bracelet, and it is awesome. It does glow in the dark, and it is fantastic. So we just kind of went over some of the lighter stuff. We're going to stick with that. We were talking earlier before the show, for all you listeners, about some of the famous people that had Asperger's, or some,
who are speculated to have
Asperger's. Or even a similar condition to it. So, I mean, just from what I'm looking at here on the internet, there's a couple people. I don't know how many you guys know if they're suspected. I know you said Bill Gates is suspected to have it.
Yes,
it's not proven.
it hasn't been confirmed.
He did not officially say. Now, what we say is suspected and or suspected
Assumed
is that
too.
there is not an official diagnosis.
Yeah.
And the person did not officially say that they have it or confirmed it.
Yeah.
Now, there are those who do say that they do have it.
Yeah.
And one of them is Satsu Shishi Tajiri. Now, people might think, who's this guy? And you might know him because he is the founder of Pokemon.
Wow, okay. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
That is a pretty big deal. That's our childhood and today.
Yeah.
So, Tim Burton, he is not officially diagnosed. He does suspect himself. He and his wife does suspect themselves to have it.
Yeah.
Now, there's various other people.
Yeah, I mean, just looking online here, there's a lot of old people, not old age, but I mean people from
historical people,
like for Sir Isaac Newton. It says here was suspected to have it. Alfred Hitchcock was suspected to have it. So I mean, Albert Einstein was suspected.
Abraham Lincoln. George Washington.
There's basically everybody that is just ridiculously famous for something is suspected for it, but
or something.
Yeah, or a similar condition. But I mean, that kind of goes back to what we were saying in terms of intellect. These people, I mean, they're considered some of the smartest people to ever live. And, they had a condition that was similar to Asperger's, or they had Asperger's. And I think that's really a testament to, the people that do have it, Mm-hmm. It's not like the chains that hold you down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we were going to talk a little bit then about feelings here on campus towards your group, or what you guys think the feelings are towards your group. So do you feel like there's any points where you guys have been excluded from anything?
For me, though, thankfully, I have not really experienced that much exclusion per se with my peers or anyone here on campus.
That's good.
It's there's kind of an apathy per se. I wouldn't say that it's really negative, but there's kind of a lack of caring for wanting to know
more about
it. They, people can say, "Oh yes, I know what autism is, or I know what Asperger is, or I know what any disorder is," but they might not exactly know how it is to be living with it.
Yeah.
And even even if you have a relative that might have it, it's still not the same as living with that.
Yeah, like they're not actually in your shoes, so they don't have the same perspective.
The thing is that also Asperger's is not a discriminatory disorder.
Yeah.
Like anyone, if you're a human being, which everyone listening to this podcast is,
I don't know, we got some pretty good dog listeners.
Yeah, but there is a chance that you could have Asperger's.
Yeah.
And it's just, and the thing is that Asperger's is kind of also a little more vague than other mental disabilities, is because we can mask
Yeah.
really well when we can pretend to be part like a normal human being.
Yeah.
And people, it's like, oh, that's a good thing. And it's like, yes, and that is a good thing. And that people should, with Asperger's, need to do that because and they want to.
Yeah.
But the amount of training and working involved with that it's a lifetime.
Yeah.
And you will constantly are working.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot of work. It's now you just said people don't know what it's like to be in your shoes, and I mean this is open up to both of you. You have Asperger's. I know, Omayra, you don't, but what is it like for our listeners? What is the daily life seem a lot more difficult, or where is that at?
Well, I can only speak for my experience, and I want to remind listeners of the number one rule of Asperger's and just any mental illness is that you met one person with Asperger's, you met one person with Asperger's.
Yeah.
So what I am going to say is my experience, and it's not to be applied to every single person with Asperger's, and I want to emphasize that because it is really a unique thing. Now, for me, what I experience is, for one, it's not that I can't interact with people and I don't like interacting with people. I do like it, especially with my friends. I think my biggest problem is that I sometimes have a hard time knowing when to talk and when to stop talking.
Yeah.
If it's something that I really like to talk about, I can ignore a lot of social cues, like a roll of eyes, kind of studying thing.
Yeah.
And because I'm excited. Or I could be the exact opposite and not say anything because I have no idea what to talk about. Because I just don't know that topic. It's not that I don't care. It's just I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah. And that's kind of, that happens with, everybody. It's not, there's certain situations where somebody just, maybe they're having a rough day or something like that, but it happens,
Yeah.
Now, Omayra, I know, do you have a similar condition, if you don't mind me asking, or are you just...
I do not.
No?
I just...
You're just a part of the group.
Yeah.
I was going to say. Now, you spend a lot of time with the group, so what would you say that you pull from the group, maybe as the people that have Asperger's or the people that don't but have a similar condition? What do you see out of them that really astounds you?
What I see is that sometimes they are misunderstood, and I think that, one of the big things is that people do need to be informed because they are a special, group of people, but they're very unique and very kind, and they're just like you and I, you know what I mean? They shouldn't be discriminated or kind of classified into another group of people because essentially, we are the same. We still laugh at similar things, and we can talk about normal things. There's, at the end of the day, it's, we're both human beings. So there's really nothing that differentiates us, and it's really cool.
Essentially what Asperger's is that, imagine wiring some sort of electronics. Whereas one thing might be, so you might have the thingamabog put into the thingamajig. Yeah. And in a normal electronic, an Asperger's will have the thingamabog put into the doohickey. Yeah. But it still works. The human brain, my brain, is still working. Yeah. So it's not like but it's obviously it's not wired in the same way. Yeah. And that's essentially the only difference, really.
And there's a lot of people that are like that. And for any of you listeners out there that maybe feel uncomfortable going to this awareness group meeting or anything like that, but don't be afraid because these people the group is very nice, and just because you may be wired differently, doesn't mean that you have to take yourself out of.
This is a group founded by a guy with the actual disability,
Yeah.
so it's not like
don't feel like just because you feel like you're a little bit different, you should just take yourself out of you should isolate yourself.
Yeah, and even if you don't have Asperger's or anything similar, don't feel like you don't belong in the group.
Yeah.
Because, like you mentioned, like everyone is very welcoming and.
Yeah.
And I encourage actually everyone to come.
Mm-hmm.
It does not matter because it can help with somebody with the disability can learn how to function better, which is really actually people might not even understand that if you say something, it's like, dude, you're weird. Like if somebody or say the best feedback I can ever get is that when somebody is telling me something to do wrong. Now, people often assume that would hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
But if I'm trying to be like
to interact.
interact normally, I need that feedback.
Yeah.
You can't just say it behind my back per se.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, how can I learn?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think the school, Delaware Valley University, does to help people that have these disabilities in a way? I don't want to say they're disabilities, but
Yes.
Asperger's or any other similar condition.
There is the school has an office called the Learning Support Services. It is run by Sharon Malka.
Yep. Shout out to Sharon.
Who is awesome.
Shout out to
Yes.
Sharon Tamalka. And that goes for any disability. It does not have to be an autistic or Asperger's or anything like that. So she is the head person that is in charge with helping any students with their accommodations. Now, accommodations isn't exactly like, it's something that we need to have in order to or we want it because we demand it. No, it's something that just helps us function better. A common accommodation is that, and you might notice this even, kids in the learning support services will be able to take their exams in a quieter room and get extra time because they could have anxiety and or can't focus with a whole bunch, like a lecture hall full of 60 kids. And even 30 kids.
They're just little things to kind of help you out if if you have a problem with.
And and if you want to try to apply for accommodations and you think that you want it, go to Sharon's office is in Siegel Hall. It's 10. I forget the exact room number, but if you go right in and you take a right,
if you go in and ask, somebody will direct you to
Yes.
Sharon.
And it has a big sign that says the witch is in.
There you go. There you go.
She's not gonna hit me.
Yeah.
She knows it. Good. We love you, Sharon.
So this was kind of a good general question, I thought, and I think Sharon came up with this question actually when I was meeting with her a couple times. What do you guys see when you look at yourselves? And this is for, all three of us. I can even answer the question if people really want to know out there.
I think you should answer the question. I think it'll be interesting.
So, all right, Omayra, since you just called me out, we're going to start with you. What do you see when you look at yourself?
When I look at myself, I just see a person, to be honest with you. Just like I'm looking at you guys. We're all the same, Just people going to school, getting our education here. But essentially I just see myself as an equal to everyone else on campus and just in general.
Yep. Not better than anybody else. Right about it. And John, what do you see when you look at yourself?
I see it like kind of the same thing. I'm a person. Everyone is the same. And I might come off as a little kind of hostile per se because I have experienced some bullying in high school, which is unfortunate, and I think some of you might understand what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. However, the hostility is not towards any one specific group. It is non-discriminatory hostility. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
I might be a little wary of you. But if I trust you, then you can be my good friend. And those who know me know I can be a really good friend.
There you go. Get to know John, everybody. That's
How about you, though? You have to answer the question.
What do I see when I look at myself?
Yes,
I mean,
we want to know.
You guys are all very humble. I just kind of see the best person on the face of the earth. No, I'm joking.
That's so basically every other
I believe that, though. I feel like you're not joking. There's truth behind every joke. See, you're laughing because you know it's true.
No, I don't know. No, I genuinely, I see... God, I don't know. I just kind of see a normal person, I think. I mean, I don't think I'm anything special. I don't think I'm anything important. Just when I started this, really, if we're going to be honest, me doing these shows with you guys, I see myself as hopefully somebody that, not just because I'm doing this show about an awareness group, but somebody that spreads awareness and spreads, information that everybody needs. That's why I want to be the person that can help you out by telling you.
And this is a different format of spreading that information. It's
and you're helping our group.
It's another way than just doing the table every single year. So
but still better than everybody else. So
you are the sun.
We talked about this earlier as well. What would be, as a group, for anybody maybe that's a little cautious about even going to the meetings or just coming up to you or Omayra or anything, what would be a comfortable way to approach you? This is kind of, because I know you have Aspergers, we were talking earlier about how sometimes different styles wouldn't really work.
Yes. A lot of it is kind of experimental per se. I wouldn't say that, for me, if you come up, for me, as a person, you can come up normally and start a conversation.
Yeah.
I might not always feel comfortable per se. It could be like I have to go somewhere or I just don't really feel like talking.
Yeah.
And so I might come off a little rude per se of interrupting, but if the person with Asperger's initiates the conversation, that's usually a good sign that they are comfortable talking because they want to. I'm pretty sure that many people with Asperger's can agree with me that we really don't like people.
Yeah.
And that's saying something, and especially...
It's all right, I don't really either.
Yeah, and I'm a wildlife conservation major, so I really don't like people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in communications, so that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yes. So it's kind of, it's not that we hate people we think that we should all die, but we're not comfortable communicating.
So don't run up and hug John, basically.
Yeah,
that would not be the initial, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You have to initiate the hug.
Yeah, we can be a little sensitive to some touching.
Yeah.
Of course, but if we are the ones that initiate the touch or something, feel free.
Yeah.
To touch back. It just sounds really weird. I'm getting really awkward really fast. But
I don't know. I'm a hugger. If I know you, then I'll give you a hug. Don't just run up to me and hug me.
Yeah.
I have to initiate that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's kind of hard to say what is the best way because there really isn't.
Yeah.
Because it's like people always want one answer. And the truth is that there's never one answer.
Yeah.
Especially with, humans. Are they... Most of the time it's a combination of the two.
Yeah.
So pick and choose and ask the person what will make you comfortable.
Yeah.
They know the best how they make you comfortable. And it's not just with, Asperger's. It could be with just anyone.
Anything, yeah. So, even if you do have a condition or anything like that where you don't feel comfortable even just approaching John or Omayra or anybody in the group, I would stress you to at least just go to the meetings.
There's pizza.
There's pizza.
Yes, Nat's Pizza.
Yes, exactly. Nat's Pizza.
Better than a
I would just going to the meetings. It's a very, very comfortable situation. You can just walk right in and you immediately feel, like you're a part of the group.
Yeah.
So when are those meeting times for all you listeners out there?
Yes. So the next meeting will be probably, it's not going to be the week after spring break.
Yeah.
Due to some room issues, but it will be the week after that. So 2 weeks after spring break.
Okay.
Tuesday at 4:45. So it's a little bit after classes end.
Gotcha.
Day classes, I should say.
Tuesday, 4:45.
And it will be in Siegel Hall 104. Or you can just come in and see a whole bunch of people sitting in one of the rooms.
Come
with
and say
pizza.
hi, sit and chat.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
We don't bite.
No.
We don't bite.
No. Just the pizza. They only bite the pizza.
That's
We bite
it.
the pizza.
Yes.
We won't bite people unless they are mean. But
So
it's really hard for us to find someone that's mean.
Like you said, we just bite the pizza.
Exactly.
how many members are in the group exactly? Do you go because you're not a legitimate club on campus?
Yes,
you know
we
what I
are
mean?
not an official club.
You're not affiliated, basically.
We're not a pure club, so we don't have the ICC or do any.
But you are a group.
We are a group
that do good things.
Yeah.
Yes, we do good things. So
Yes.
we have about, I want to say, up to 7 regular attendees.
That's pretty good.
So I mean, there's a lot of more people that are interested. Some of them just can't make it because of scheduling.
Yeah.
Which I do not want to discourage anyone who is like, oh man, I really want to be part of this group, but I can't make the meetings because I have work.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to say don't go to work because money is money, but but if you're interested, don't be afraid to email me.
And what's your email, John?
My email is Kosinski, that's KOSINSKIJP7366 at delval.edu, or if you can just type in Google Gmail, John, John, not Jon, but John Kosinski.
Email him at both.
Yeah.
Both, yeah.
And Omayra, what's your email?
My email, it's aguirreo3001@delval.edu, but to kind of clarify that, aguirreo3001@delval.
Gotcha. And also, for everybody else, you can also email, like we mentioned earlier, Sharon Malka. She is sharon.malka, MALKA, @delval.edu. She's like the advisor to the group.
Yes, she is. Well, she is. She is the faculty advisor to the group.
Yeah.
So,
And she is an amazing person.
yes, she will get back to you. It might not be immediate, but she will get back to you.
Yes.
Because she is a very busy woman, and people need to understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all busy.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
busy.
So I think we can kind of wrap that up. I'm just going to kind of go quickly through all the information any listeners out there may need. You can email John Kosinski. You can email Omayra Aguirre.
We went over this. Like Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, but
you brought it up. You mentioned it.
But the Omayra Aguirre is it just flows so well.
It's a unique name.
It is very unique.
You're going to have to remember that for the rest of your life. You too, John.
I probably am.
And everyone listening.
Yes. And you can email Sharon Malka. The Aspergers Awareness Group is going to be doing a table in the cafeteria where they give out wristbands that glow in the dark, flyers on Asperger's
And probably
awareness
some
in the
sort
group.
of candy.
Some sort of candy. Their meetings are the next one is going to be the Tuesday after break.
No.
Two
the following-
Tuesdays
two
after.
Tuesdays.
Which is,
Yeah.
let me get the exact
get the
date.
date. It's going to be 2 Tuesdays after the break.
That might be the 22nd.
At 4:45. It might be the 22nd.
It is the 22nd.
It's the 22nd. So March 22nd at 4:45 in Siegel 104. There's going to be pizza. The whole group will be there, and
and what we do in the meetings, for those who might be wondering, because I think that should be a good question, is we talk. We talk about.
And we.
Are you sure you don't sit there quietly, Jim?
Yes, no. Unfortunately, we can't do that, really, because that would be a little awkward. But we don't eat with our mouths full, though.
Yes.
Just so we all know.
Yeah.
But we talk about different stuff. We were planning out this podcast, and
And just future projects too. We just discuss them and we brainstorm and
play out the table and
any ideas what we want to do. And I encourage the new members to bring anything up. I mean, the worst thing that you can say is we can say we can't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not logistically feasible.
Yeah.
you've got nothing to lose.
But we're not going to say are no longer part of this group.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's the worst.
Give us back the pizza.
Give us back that slice.
No more pizza for you, all right?
Yeah, no, it's not that. So, and that's pretty much really how it is. It's about 45 minutes or so.
Yeah,
we
it's
get
casual.
out around.
Yeah.
You don't need to dress up.
Casual,
you don't need to wear
friendly.
a suit. You just,
No.
Spring
If anyone
pajamas.
knows me, then you know that I hate dressing up.
There you
so,
go. So, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I want to thank you guys for doing this. And
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah,
thank you
Appreciate
for-
it.
no problem. I mean, anything you guys ever need in the future, you can come to me or anything like that. Before
likewise.
I mean, if you go to future meetings.
Yeah, exactly. I'll go to future meetings. I'll see you guys. Before we go, I want to tell all of our listeners to find the DVU podcast on Facebook. We are the podcast club at DelVal. Follow us on Twitter at DVU Podcasts. Tell us any topics you want to hear or anything like that. Or if you're a club president or a group on campus and you're interested in doing a show, contact me, Hancock HO 6241 at delval.edu, and I will be more than happy to discuss doing a show with you guys, like we did with the Aspergers Awareness Group. And frankly, it was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys doing this, and I hope we can do it again for you sometime. Mm-hmm. So,
plan.
Yep, for John Kaczynski, for Omayra Aguirre, and for Harry Hancock, this is DVU Podcast. Thank you all for listening.